So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about former Disney star Skai Jackson and the chaos surrounding her baby daddy. And also what this entire situation really says about a larger pattern happening with successful Black women and toxic, emotionally unstable men. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one hurts because I, like many of y'all, literally watched Skai Jackson grow up on TV. She was the young, sharp-witted little girl on Jessie, booked and busy, and was perceived as classy, and she always carried herself with a certain level of grace. And even when she wasn't in the spotlight, she was minding her business, working quietly, not clout chasing. So to see her name pop up in the headlines for this reason, domestic violence, custody battles, restraining orders, it's heartbreaking, but also sadly predictable. And I'm not trying to be harsh, but we need to talk about how this keeps happening. The story is copy paste at this point. A young Black woman, talented, beautiful, in her prime, gets tied up with a man who has absolutely no business being in her orbit. A man who brings nothing to the table but trauma, control, and chaos. And what's worse is these women don't just walk away with hurt feelings, they walk away with court documents, with bruises, and with children who now have to grow up in the middle of this dysfunction. And if it was just Skai, it would be one thing, but this is becoming a pattern. Keke Palmer, Halle Bailey, and now Skai Jackson. It's like every few months we get another headline about a Black woman in Hollywood having to fight her child's father in court just to feel safe. So I wanted to talk about this because this conversation is about character, red flags, emotional instability, and how all of this is getting passed on to the next generation. So I've broken this video down into 3 main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my first point is discussing what recently happened with Skai Jackson. Let's start off with the facts. On Monday, May 19th, 2025, so yesterday, TMZ broke the news that Skai Jackson filed for a restraining order against her baby's father, Deondre Burgin, also known by the name Yerky Yerky. That is his street name. That is his Cincinnati, Ohio street name. And what she detailed in her filing is horrifying. Here is the TMZ article verbatim. Skai Jackson, Deondre attacked me on Mother's Day, wanted me to drink bleach while pregnant. The domestic violence temporary restraining order was granted, and the next court hearing has been scheduled for June 9th in downtown Los Angeles. Skai Jackson says the father of her baby is terrorizing her and has been for more than a year, but an alleged Mother's Day assault was the last straw for her. The former Disney Channel star filed for a restraining order in LA County Superior Court, and in the docs, she claims Deondre Burgin attacked her earlier this month as she was holding their baby boy, 3-month-old Kasai, on Mother's Day. According to the docs, Deondre grabbed Skai by her hair, slammed her head against the car window, and punched her in the face. But Skai claims this kind of violence is nothing new. In the docs, she described a 6-month period in 2024 when Burgin would abuse her on a weekly basis, choking and scratching her and slamming her head into a wall. She alleges Burgin also damaged a bunch of personal property like an iPhone and a television. While she was pregnant, Skai claims Burgin demanded she drink bleach to kill the unborn child and held her at knife point as he walked her to her car and threatened to stab her in the stomach if she yelled for help. On another occasion last summer, she alleges Burgin punched through a bathroom door she had locked herself inside and slammed her against a wall and choked me until I could not breathe. Skai says she has video to back up that claim. As we reported, Burgin had plenty of legal trouble in the past. He was arrested last month on an outstanding warrant, and when Skai gave birth in January, he was doing a 90-day jail sentence for a parole violation. She claims Burgin owns 3 firearms, including a rifle, and she clearly fears for her life. She asked the judge to keep Burgin 100 yards away from her, their baby, and her terrier pug mix, and order him to take a domestic violence treatment program. Skai says they don't have a legal child support agreement, so she wants that and for Burgin to cover all her legal fees. Yo, oh my goodness. Now, I want y'all to sit with this for a second. Skai Jackson, the former Disney Channel sweetheart, is now in the same headlines as some of the most disturbing domestic abuse stories we've heard in like the last year. We went from happy birthday, you're a good dad post just a week ago to her filing for full custody and restraining orders literally all within a week. That's not just messy, that is terrifying. It shows how fast abusers can flip, how manipulation and instability can disguise itself as co-parenting until it escalates into something violent. And let's not forget, this man has had multiple arrests since we found out about him. And also, don't forget how his now viral Facebook post literally said, "I hate this Disney Channel B." That's not someone with a temporary attitude issue, that's someone with deep-rooted rage towards the very mother of his child.
Oh my brother, I know y'all on this bitch being nosy as fuck. On my mama, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. On my baby, fuck these hoes, nigga. On my mama. Fuck these hoes. Hey, and we on tour, nigga. Something getting slayed tonight.
Boy, you need to stop doing that, girl. Like, bruh, y'all talking about doing it. I'm like, what? I ain't do shit. And I'm single. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Baby girl, you ain't know I'm good for domestic violences. On life, we'll both go to jail, beating on each other. Smile in my mugshot.
And he has other children and baby mamas too. Child, so again, this isn't just about celebrity scandal. This is about how quickly things can go from complicated to dangerous when a woman procreates with a man who never had the mental or emotional tools to begin with. And unfortunately, Skai's not alone in this, because now we have to talk about this larger pattern of beautiful, successful Black women getting dragged through hell by these emotionally erratic, narcissistic, or downright abusive men. This plot line sounds very familiar. So moving on to my second point, that is the pattern. First is the character pattern of all of these men, and second is the overall pattern that we see in the lives of these successful Black women. What's most disturbing is not just what Skai Jackson alleged, it's the fact that this exact storyline is playing out across multiple women in Hollywood, and not just any women. These are young, beautiful, talented Black women, many of them who started in the industry at a young age, only to now be battling abusive, emotionally volatile partners while trying to raise children. Like I mentioned before, a week before these filings, Skai posted a happy birthday tribute to this man, saying he was a good father and that she had love for him. And now, look at where we are. Just like with Keke Palmer, just like with Halle Bailey, all of these women have ended up in the exact same place. Court documents, custody battles, restraining orders, and yet people still act confused about why women need to vet the men they date more closely. Let's talk about that pattern. Let's start with Keke Palmer. In November 2023, Keke filed for a restraining order and full custody of her son, Leotis, against her ex-boyfriend, Darius Jackson. Yes, the same man who humiliated her online over a dress at the Usher concert. In her filings, Keke provided video evidence of Darius allegedly trespassing, attacking her physically, and threatening her well-being. She said he threw her onto the couch and showed signs of unhinged, violent behavior.
It got so bad, she called police.
Screaming on the phone that the suspect was attempting to kill her.
In the court documents, Palmer says the abuse included striking and grabbing me around the neck and threatening to kill himself with a gun if I left him. Palmer says the abuse has gone on for 2 years.
And just like Skai, Keke had been quiet about what was going on until it became too dangerous to stay silent. Keke got back with her baby daddy, and I just hope that they have gone to counseling and have vowed to keep their hands off of each other and do what is best for their child. I wish both of them the best. I was hard on Keke, but I guess when a child is involved and both parties have done wrong, if they can work it out, that's great. Just take us out the group chat and stay prayerful in y'all's union. Now, let's talk about Halle Bailey. Just earlier this month, she filed her own court documents saying she feared DDG, who is a YouTuber and streamer, and her baby's father, that he would kidnap their son, Halo. She said DDG was emotionally and physically abusive, and she asked the court to suspend his visitation because of the danger she and her child were in. She was actually granted sole temporary custody of their baby, and I guess we will see how the story plays out in court, but she alleged that he slammed her head onto a steering wheel in a car, which chipped her tooth, and she submitted pictures of her bruised arms. I'm praying for their child as well. But now here we are with Skai Jackson. Same story, right? A former child star, someone who had a solid reputation, came from a supportive family, and always seemed very level-headed. But she too is now another woman tied to a man who doesn't have any emotional stability, no self-control, and no regard for the safety of his child or the woman who birthed him. And you want to know what's the real kicker? These men are not all broke, right? DDG has money, fame, a platform, but his character is still trash. On the flip side, men like Yerky Yerky and Darius Jackson don't even have that. They're not celebrities. They don't have a known legacy. They are regular dudes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But their character is still the problem. It's not about fame. It's not about status. It's never about money. It's about who they are at their core. And in Yerky Yerky's case, let's be real, he's a crash out, a YN, and a walking red flag. A man who's been arrested multiple times, whose Facebook post about Skai Jackson literally said, "I hate her," and whose own reputation on the internet is that of an unhinged, violent jailbird. Literally. Skai had no business procreating with this man, and I say that with love, because now it's not just her paying the price, it's her son too. So my third and final point is the cautionary tales and my final thoughts. We always gotta use the cautionary tales and hit y'all young ones in the head again and again and again and again, because I need y'all, the teenagers that watch me, the early 20s that watch. Shout out to y'all, by the way, how y'all doing? But I need y'all to get this message for real, okay? Listen up real quick. Especially since school is out and y'all about to be back outside, don't let a Yerky Yerky ruin your summer, okay? Please. But where do we go from here, right? We have to talk about this. We talk about why this keeps happening, because it's not just about poor decision making. It's about how these women are being manipulated, gaslit, and emotionally abused long before the courts ever get involved. It's about these women feeling like they have to protect their image, protect the man, or convince themselves that things will get better, even when the red flags are there, even when the abuse starts during pregnancy or even before, like Skai alleges, even when there's literal threats of making you drink bleach. These are not just celebrity issues, okay? These are everyday women issues. And I need us, especially young Black women, to really understand this. It's not about what a man has, it is about who a man is. If he has money but no emotional regulation, run. If he's regular but jealous, controlling, and abusive, run. If he has nothing going for him except drama and a rap sheet, please run. Because bringing a child into the world with someone who lacks character is not just a regret, it can become a lifelong battle for survival. Skai, Kiki, Halle, they all have resources, but imagine the millions of women who don't. I'm not here to shame Skai. I'm not here to shame any of these women. I'm here to say this: let their stories be cautionary tales. Let these headlines be reminders that love isn't enough, that potential isn't enough, that cuteness or clout or consistency for 30 days isn't enough. It's about safety. It's about respect. It's about character. And until we as a community start putting character above status, looks, or vibes, we're just gonna keep seeing the same plot, just with different actresses. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If y'all can check out the pinned comment down below, there is a link to my profile on the website for my journey of becoming the next Miss Diaspora Nigeria USA 2025. Y'all, I am currently in 12th place. I need my internet aunties to donate, okay? If you can spare $20, 25, hell, maybe even 100, help your girl out. Not only are you donating to my campaign, which yes, does help me, but you also are feeding a household and people in Nigeria, which is always great. So please, if you can donate, definitely check out the pinned comment down below. And as always, y'all, don't forget to like this video, please subscribe, turn on your notifications so you guys can see when my videos post. And as always, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Papa, you know you're my only one. 2 times 2, buy me everything under the sun. Twice, say moi, bisou on my body, love that. Yeah, we had tough times, can we rise above that? Your smile's my weakness, your body give me releases. It do my day be increasing, it do you bless me like sneezes.